Well, it's you have to congratulate Wisconsin. I'm tired of congratulating people. I feel like I've done that more this year, and I felt good about myself. But they're really, really tough kids. The last couple of days, I watched the Michigan State tape where they were beaten and they won. Where Michigan had led a huge portion of the game and they won. I think the toughness that they showed today was really something. It's strange the difference between winning and losing is so small. We had JP on a breakaway, not a breakaway, it's open court, and we didn't convert on that one, and then they came back and scored 9 in a row. We got back in the game again and had it to 1 and got them to miss a shot, and they chased down the rebound and threw it back out, and Gosser made a big-time 3. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name properly. Is it Gosser?
Yes, sir.
You guys from Wisconsin. He's a tough, tough competitor. He fought and chased Marcus all day today. The play he made at the end of the Michigan State game in the Big Ten tournament was one of the biggest plays I've ever seen, even though he did step out of bounds. But just an instinctive play to chase the ball down was a big-time play. And they made their free throws. We needed to help at the end for them to miss a couple of free throws. Marcus made a couple of big shots for us. They had us right there, but they're tough enough to make the shots. I liked the way my team fought today. I liked the way my team guarded. We had some breakdowns at crucial points, but you're going to have that in a game. But congratulate Wisconsin. They're a #1 seed for a reason. They've won 34 games for a reason. But just congratulate them. But you know what? I'd still coach my kids because they've been something else for me this year. It's been a hard year, but man, they've been some great kids.
All right, we'll open up to questions. Joe, you got first.
Yes, Joseph DiPolito, Greensboro News and Record. Marcus, what was Gasser doing defensively against you that was limiting any offensive opportunities that you had?
Well, like Coach said, he was just competing, every possession. He understood how important it was for him to take that challenge today, to guard me. He chased me around every screen. Every time I caught the ball, he was right there. And I faced that a bunch of times this year, but, he was tough. If I made a shot, next possession, he just let it go, and he was right back there again. So he did a great job competing. I shook loose from him a couple of times at the end of the game and joked with him that I finally, got away from him. But, you got to give him credit for sticking to the game plan and taking that challenge.
Questions for the student athletes?
If Steve Kirshner's out there, how about bringing me a stat sheet so I can look at that and cry in my beer? And I don't even drink, so.
Any further questions for the student athletes? If not, I'm going to let them go. Right here, please.
Raphael Johnson, NBC Sports. Marcus, what was the difference for Wisconsin in terms of what they were able to do offensively in the second half? It seemed like you guys gave them some trouble in the first.
Yeah, I think we gave them trouble both halves. Our defensive pressure is something we talked about coming into this game. We wanted to pressure them, not allow them to be comfortable, and we did that for the most part. The problem was we couldn't finish our defense on key possessions. They got a tip out or offensive rebound, and that's how they made us pay today. They would kick it out and make a 3, or they would run another 35 seconds off the clock. So our initial defense was pretty good. Despite a couple lapses, it was pretty strong, pretty intense the entire game. We just couldn't get enough finishes in terms of getting rebounds.
We're going to go right here, please. Second row.
Grace Rainier, the Daily Tar Heel. Marcus, just a few minutes ago, Jackson Simmons said that just given everything that happened off the court this season, this was probably the tightest-knit group he's had in his 4 years. Do you get that sense as well in your 3 years here? Yeah. I mean, it was a tough year for us as a program, for Coach especially, without everything that happened. But, we have a great group of kids that enjoy being around each other, more so than my freshman year, more so than last year. And we're going to have a lot of the same kids next year. It hurts, for the seniors because they don't get another opportunity at this. And, in college, it goes so fast in those 4 years. You only get 4 cracks at it. So, obviously it hurts right now because we're such a close group of guys. But for the guys that do get to come back next year, we're going to try to, come together even more as a team and try to execute better and make something special out of it.
Back row on the right, please.
Yeah, this is for Justin. Justin, it's David Moore with USA Today. You guys did a good job on Kaminsky in the first half, limited him pretty well, but Decker got off quite quite a lot, and then he ended up with a career high of points. Did it surprise you at all that he was capable of exploding a little bit like that?
No, not at all. Obviously, he's a great player. You know, we had some lapses in there, but good players are going to get theirs. You know, he did hurt us a little bit in the first half, but second half I felt like we did pretty well. And honestly, I feel like overall defensively it was one of the best games we've had. We had some lapses, but I can't complain about the way we played defense.
Any further questions for the student athletes?
If you think about the game a little bit here before these guys go, is they really do present a tough matchup problems for you because our big guy, either Joel Kennedy's got to go out and guard Frank. Frank's so effective away from the basket. And at the same time, when we went small, that's when they got a bunch of the offensive rebounds, and it wasn't that our smaller guys didn't want the ball. It's just you got to congratulate Wisconsin. But Justin and Marcus and those other guys, they made some big plays. We just didn't make enough of them. And when it's a one-point game and you're going to you don't go to sleep at night, you think about that missed rebound opportunity. But again, congratulate the other team because they're really a tough team. They're a number one seed, as I said, for a reason, and that toughness gives them a chance against everybody. And the guy on the bench, he's been around a little while. He knows what he's doing, putting the team together too.
Any more questions for Justin or Marcus? All right, with that, we'll dismiss them. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks, guys.
Questions for Coach Williams? We'll go right here, please, in the fourth row on the right.
Art Chansky, WCHR Radio. Roy, I know probably in your long career you've had different emotions when the seasons end. Maybe some seasons you were glad they were over and all that, but I'm guessing that, you know, with a little rest and a little golf and all that, but you can't wait for next year to start based on how this one ended. You know, the last stretch, you know, I mean.
You know, Art, if you think about it, you take away 6 minutes in the Notre Dame game, we'd had a great run here to end, but you can't take away the 6 minutes. You take away that 7 or 9-0 stretch, we had a great run today. Yeah, right now I love golf. I love it. And right now I could care less because it was a good group of kids, and you're right. I mean, I want them to use this as fuel. The little lapses that Justin mentioned and that I mentioned, a failed box out here, a missed free throw there, were important. And if we can take care of those little lapses, then we've got a chance to be one of those teams that has a chance to talk about winning the whole thing. And man, oh man, they're the kind of kids I like to be around. There's been a lot of stuff going on this year, but they helped me. I wish I'd helped them more myself.
Any further questions? We'll go right here, please, on the edge.
Jason King, Bleacher Report. Well, you said they helped you. How so?
You know, the bond that you have, Coach Alvarez knows this too, the bond that you have with your players is the strongest. Stronger than anything there is, I think. You know, even when they're knuckleheads, you know, you still have that bond. You know, losing Coach Smith was tough, losing Ted Seagroves, my best friend, Lawrence, Lawrence, that was 15 years ago, in Chapel Hill for the last 12 years. The things that went on, those kids, they cared about me. And when you coach kids, you give them everything you can give them. Today it wasn't enough, but I wouldn't trade my kids for anybody. And Bo's got a great group, and Bo's team won the game, but I wouldn't trade my kids for anybody.